All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I am Dave Hultin, and I am your AI for Printers workshop host. Today's workshop is about something very specific. But before I tell you what it is, I want to ask you this question. Think of the last estimate you sent that you were sure would turn into an order. You followed up once and then nothing. It's probably still sitting on your quote list right now, and you honestly can't say whether that quote is alive or dead. Keep that thought in your mind for a moment. And whatever your quote list looks like right now, today is about making sure the next estimate goes differently. So let me introduce you to Carl. Carl is a fictitious printer, but if you've ever questioned your sales funnel, his situation will sound very real to you. Carl owns a 10-employee commercial print shop and runs the sales side himself. He's been doing this long enough to know what normal looks like. So it's a Tuesday morning in the early summer, and Carl is reviewing the quote list with his estimator. 17 estimates are over 30 days old. None of them are clearly dead. None of them are clearly alive. They're just sitting there with a new round of quotes getting ready to go out. So Carl has tried all of the obvious things to keep the quotes moving. He's asked his sales team to follow up more consistently, and that lasted about a week. He tightened up the estimating turnaround. He gave the long Monday meeting pep talk about ownership, the one that got everyone nodding in agreement, and yet nobody changed. So this is probably sounding familiar by now. Carl's problem isn't motivation, and it isn't his people. He has good people, and he knows it. The real problem is that he just can't see the quote list clearly enough to know which estimates are going to move forward and which ones are just gone and not ever going to have any life in them. So Carl didn't really need more leads. What he needed was a clearer view of the funnel he already has. So how many of you can relate to Carl? So just as a test, I want to make sure you can see the chat. So how many of you are living in Carl's world? Just drop a yes in there or add a comment in there. I just want to make sure that everyone can find that chat box. So, all right, we got a few Carls in the crowd here. Good. So for those of you that answered, thank you. For those of you that are still looking for that chat box, it's there. It's that little cartoon bubble. We'll use that as we go into the workshop. So here is what Carl learned. What he actually needed was a structure for seeing his funnel clearly and following up on a cadence his team could keep. Most printers need that same thing. Most shops know they should be converting more of the work they quote, and they can't quite put their finger on what's missing. The estimate goes out, one follow-up happens, then the trail goes cold. The jobs sit invisible on the quote list because nobody can see which estimates are alive and which ones are really dead. The result is that the math keeps coming in worse than it should. And when the follow-up conversation does happen, it defaults to price. Well, that's good news, actually, because a structure is something you can build, and we are going to build it together over these next 30 minutes. So here is what today is really about. Marketing Ideas for Printers helps your company grow by making you the printer that runs AI with structure while everyone else is still guessing, so your sales and marketing actually move forward. So in the next 30 minutes or so, you're going to get a real feel for what working with an AI workflow is like. You'll get the workflow itself, we'll use it together, and then you can take it with you and finish running it for your shop after today's workshop. This is a real working tool that you can put to use today. So let's take a moment, first of all, to get ourselves oriented. There's a simple version of this prompt. You've probably heard me talk about that at aiforprinters.com or through my posts on LinkedIn. Some of you asked for the upgraded version of the prompt. That's where you get more context and better results. And we'll take a quick look at both of those, and then we're going to get to the AI workflow version, which is really what today is all about. That's where the momentum can really kick in. So here is the simple version, and quite honestly, I hope you never use it. It's too basic, and there's too much freedom for AI to wander in the way it responds. But it is a useful reference point. And take a look at how short it is. Kind of make a note of that, because that's the way most people are using AI today. Here's the upgraded version of that prompt. Now, this prompt takes on a specific role and asks you to provide more context. If you can read the small lines on the top, it says you are a world-class sales operation expert. We're giving AI a role. And all the information that follows, AI is going to ask us for more information to get more context. So there's more structure. You're going to see better results with an upgraded prompt like this. You should start to see that pattern now. The more you give AI to work with and the more structure it has, the happier you're going to be with the results. And this is the one that you came here for. This is the Sales Funnel Optimization Plan AI workflow prompt. This is what guides AI to do real work with you step by step. Now, this prompt looks a lot longer than the others, and to be perfectly clear, that doesn't mean it's harder for you. It just means that AI has more to work with, which actually means there are fewer decisions for you to try to make to get quality work done. So the heavy lifting has already been done. I put in the time and effort into building this prompt so you don't have to. You get to benefit from that work. You don't have to read it. You don't have to understand how it's written. You just copy it and paste it and then let it ask you what it needs. So let's put some numbers on this. If we look at that first row, the cost, if you were to try to do what we're going to do here in a few moments without AI, working on your sales funnel, fixing your sales funnel, that's probably about a $5,000 to $15,000 consultant project. And quite honestly, most shops are not going to hire that consultant. So the cost really isn't the dollars. The cost is the work that never happens. Now, if you go on the AI workflow column, you can see that we're producing $5,000 to $12,000 of that same strategic work, but at no cost. Or if we look at the follow-up touch points, without AI, most shops have exactly one, and that's the estimate itself, plus maybe a generic check-in email. The workflow produces 10 or even more touch points across all of your sales funnel with the exact words written in your voice, ready to paste into your CRM or hand to a sales rep. And then row 3, this is a big one. This one matters. How long does it take to get going? How many days to a working system? From we need to fix our funnel to a working system. Well, without AI, that's maybe a 30 to a 90-day project if you hire it out. And if you don't hire it out, it's just effectively never, because it's strategic work that just feels too heavy to start. Or with the workflow, all of that work collapses into that single day. So 60 to 90 minutes, and you have a complete rebuild. That is a giant leap in what we can expect from AI. And we're going to work through it together right now. So it is hands-on time. So get ready with your favorite AI tool. That could be ChatGPT or Claude, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot. Any of them will work. If you don't have a favorite yet, if today's the day you're getting started with AI, just go to chatgpt.com and create an account. It takes about 30 seconds, and the free version of that account will work for everything we'll be doing today. Now, when you see the workflow prompt, it's going to be tempting to just copy and paste and go, but there are 2 things I want to point out before you get started. So wait for me so we can start together. And I want to be very clear about the goal of this hands-on part of the workshop. The workflow prompts are more thorough than a simple prompt, so they're going to run longer. The goal is not to finish it. You can do that later. The goal is to get a feel of what it's like to work with an AI workflow prompt. All right, enough setup. Let's get started. So the steps are on the screen there, and I'm going to do it right along with you. You go to mi4p.com/workflow. Nope, let me get my correct screen showing there. I think that's still showing. Go to mi4p.com. I can never type when people are watching. There we go. mi4p.com/workflow. And on your screen, you will see a big orange button. Might ask you to provide your name. But all you got to do is go to mi4p.com/workflow, click the copy button, and then we're going to paste it into your AI. So we will do that together. And again, wait for me to do those first few steps here. And I'm going to one thing I am going to do just to kind of get things started. I have this kind of waiting off to the side. I'm going to actually set up my AI so that it's acting like I am Carl. So you don't have to do this. This is just me doing this part. Okay, so there it is. AI thinks I'm Carl now. So then you're going to be here, copy this workflow. It'll copy. It's already preloaded. All you have to do then is go into your AI and paste. So here's the part I want you to watch to make sure that we're all looking at this together. Is it really is that simple. Copy and paste and then let AI lead you. Two things that I want to point out. First one is in an AI workflow like this, the first thing it's going to do is going to say, here are the steps we're going to follow. And then if you look here, it says, would you like a quick summary of the concepts? Every AI workflow is going to offer that starting point. And maybe you don't need to know anything more about a sales funnel. That's fine. You can just skip over that. But whatever the topic is, if you want to learn more about it, just say quick summary, and it's going to walk you through the expectations of the work that we will do together. We, meaning me and AI, doing together. And then you too, of course. So there's that summary. We can push that as much as we want. That's the first thing I want to show you. Then the second thing is I want to show you is how to work with the workflow. There are a series of steps. Each step, your job is to work with AI to make sure that you and AI are in agreement with that step. So in this case, there's an introduction to defining the sales funnel objectives. We will begin by clarifying, this is AI saying this, clarifying what we want to achieve with the sales funnel optimization. Context, based on your situation, you mentioned 17 estimates, 30 days old. AI is going to know some of this about you with your particular scenario. And more information, uncertainty about which quotes are recoverable, and on and on. We're going to see that. Here's the question on the table. What would you say are the top 3 challenges in your current sales funnel? Your AI might be asking you a different kind of a question based on what it knows about you and the context it already has. So yours will very likely look different, but look for that question, because that's our goal in this first step, is to define the sales funnel objectives. So the top 3 challenge, just giving me some examples, and I'm just simply going to copy and paste a few. I'm going to just take 3 of those first 4. So I'm just going to copy and paste and say too many aging quotes, low quote to order conversion, lack of visibility into opportunity status. It might be something else. You might say if 3 isn't enough, you're going to go out with all of them. But the point is, you are working with AI. And AI is going to come back and say, here's what I heard you say. And it's going to go through that information and ask for the confirmation. There's where I'm going to turn you loose, because now the last thing I'll say on this part of it is that this is where you and AI are going to work together. As long as you and AI are in agreement that this step is good, then you can move forward. So do these goals align with your business priorities? If they don't, tell AI what doesn't align. If they do, then we can say we're good. So for me, I'm going to say they align, but if they need to be changed, this is your opportunity. Those are the 2 things I wanted you to see, the summary and working through each step with AI. Now, keep on going. Keep an eye on your AI, and I'm going to keep going through mine as well. I'll be watching the chat for questions, or if you have questions and you want to open up your microphone, go ahead and do that too. We'll take about 10 minutes or so, give or take a little bit, and go ahead and work through that AI workflow. I'll keep my eyes open on the chat and listening on the microphones there for questions that you have. So I'm going to keep going as well. So if you'd rather just kind of watch how this works, I'll throw in a few shortcuts along the way too. But you can keep on going on yours. So we completed step 1. Our step 2 is mapping out the sales funnel. We should all have the same step 2. And I do see a question from Cindy. I could not get to what I see on the screen. So let's make sure we can get you there. So Cindy, if you want to chat or open up your mic, are you talking about what's on the screen right now, or are you talking about the actual copying the workflow itself?
What's on the screen right now?
On
your screen, yes.
Okay. So you just to confirm, you did get the workflow from here?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought so.
Okay. Well, and if you didn't, if you click this, it should just copy right there. So you'll see it turn green. Then the next step is to go to the AI of your choice. So what AI are you using?
ChatGPT. What it's taken me to is a list of, it's called Productivity Toolkit. And it's,
Okay, so
yeah,
I would guess that you're probably on a screen more like this, and this screen already knows me. Is it asking you for your name?
I did put in my name,
Okay.
and then I went to, and then what happens next is I see like a YouTube for you, and then it says, Cindy, start here. Your
Oh,
AI toolkit gives you this, and then it says target prospect. I feel like I'm a step back.
okay. Well, let's get you up here. What I'm going to do is I am going to send, I think this will work. I'm going to send it directly to you through the chat, the same thing that should copy there.
Okay.
And that should come through you through the meeting software there for you now. So we can make
I
sure.
see it now. What do I do with this? It's purple.
Yeah, so everything there that came through in the chat, just copy it out. And that should be, if you copy that from the chat, it would effectively be the same thing as clicking this orange button, this copy the workflow button. And then from there, just open up a new chat GPT session and paste it in.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'm working on it.
So there's a lot of information in there. Don't worry about how much it looks like is in that workflow prompt. There is a lot. All your job is to copy it and then paste it into AI and then enter.
Okay, I'm working on it. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Cindy. Glad you asked that question. Are there any other questions? Okay, Cindy, okay, I guess you did mute there. So anyone else, if you would like, just go ahead and open up your mic if you have questions. Also, I'd encourage you, as we're moving along, kind of keep an eye out for some of the highlights that you see, like AI did this, or here's something that I wasn't expecting to see. And as time permits, I'll ask you to perhaps drop those into the chat. Even now, those would be good to see as we're moving forward, just so we can see all of us making progress together. All right, so back to mine. Everyone else, please keep going. Please ask the questions as they come up here. And I'm just going to recalibrate my screen just for a moment. Okay, and I'm going to keep on going with my step 2. In my case, that is mapping out the sales funnel. A clear funnel structure ensures prospects move smoothly through the sales process. AI is asking us to verify this context. AI is saying, what are the key stages of your current sales funnel? For example, many commercial printers have stages that look something like this. And if I'm looking through those, that looks pretty agreeable. It is interesting. AI does know a lot about us. Most of the time when it suggests what it's going to look like, when it's in a structured workflow like this, it's on probably 95% of the time. And so that's really a shortcut as we're looking through this. So AI is asking, what stages are you currently using to track opportunities? And here's the interesting one. If you don't have clearly defined stages today, I can help fill in what I believe, this is AI talking, would be appropriate for a 35 employee commercial print shop. And we can refine it from there. And I'm just taking a look at that list. I'm just going to say that list looks good. And AI is checking in again with me, said, okay, here is the sales funnel we discussed. And it's added a little bit more detail. And it's suggesting that a stalled or need attention stage creates visibility. So there we go. Now we're starting to uncover, where are those leaks? Where is that sales funnel potentially leaking? It might be that we just need to track that stalled needs attention phase of that sales funnel. Again, this is the answers that I'm getting based on the context that I've given AI. Your answers may vary. That's the idea, though. It's you and AI working together to get work done. And again, we get that confirmation. Does this structure, where AI is asking for confirmation, does this structure reflect your actual sales process, particularly the addition of stalled needs, attention stage, or do we want to make adjustments? And for me, I'm just going to say I like the addition of the stalled needs. And here I go again. Never can type when people are watching. Stalled needs attention stage. I'm not even going to try fixing my typo there. I'll just say continue, and it knows I mean continue. AI is smart that way. And we move on to step 3. We'll go just a few more minutes. And again, just a reminder, if you have questions or if you're wondering if what you're seeing is in line with what you're expecting to see, drop those into the chat or open up your microphone. Be happy to hop on any of those moments there. Okay, so based on what you've shared so far, the biggest losses do not appear to be occurring at the top of the funnel. You are generating opportunities and producing estimates. The bottleneck appears to be between quotes delivered, active follow-up, customer decision pending. And we can keep on reading those details. Now AI is starting to do some brainstorming and give us some good ideas. How do we resolve that bottleneck? No recovery system for aging quotes. We have information. Yeah, that is for sure. Thanks, Cindy. See that in the chat. Bottleneck number 2, follow-up activity is not triggered by status. The answer for me, yours may be similar. You might be seeing other responses from your AI. We're getting some bottlenecks that we maybe hadn't thought about. 500, all quotes receive similar attention. Do you want to give the same amount of attention to a $500 reprint and a $25,000 annual program? That might be a bottleneck that needs some attention. Lack of clear customer signals, recommended focus. If we could improve only one area first, this is AI talking, I would focus on creating visibility into aging quotes and implementing a structured recovery process. All right, so I'm going to kind of wind down the hands-on part of this. This is something that will happen when you start to use AI in this structured way. You will see that it is going to give you more ideas, and it is your job to confirm those ideas or perhaps even push back on those. All of that pushes us toward those better end results. One note in here, we're going to wind this down now, the hands-on part. I do see one note that came in here. I'm seeing some wants to deal on price. This happens sometimes and it's uncomfortable. Yes, we've all been there, right? How do you handle that person that wants to deal on price? That's part of the sales funnel. AI is going to help you resolve that. What other observations are you seeing? For anyone else that's running the workflow, what are you seeing when you run it? Any surprises? Anything that's notable for us to share as the group? All right, I'm going to assume that everyone's keeping on moving, so I will as well. And let's go back to our slide deck here now. So if you ran that AI workflow prompt, you just experienced what working with an AI workflow feels like. And this is an AI workflow written specifically for printers. You probably didn't finish it right now, and that's okay. That's by design. The workflow keeps going from here. You can finish it later today. What you now know is what the experience is like when AI brings structure to the work that you do. That's what you experience in the AI Workflow Toolkit membership. And that's a lot different than the experience most printers are having with AI. So before I show you everything in the toolkit, let me show you the best path to follow to get started in the toolkit. Start with these 3 workflows. It's the target account list workflow to focus on the right prospects. The prospecting email templates workflow will help you kickstart the sales conversations and even get them into the sales funnel that we're talking about today. And the sales playbook to lead prospects through your sales process. That's your first 30 days in the Workflow Toolkit membership. And that will give you an amazing starting point. Everything else is still there, just like the workflow we're using right now, so that you can use it later. So once you've got those 3 workflows going, here's what else is available. There's more than 60 productivity workflows to help you with lead generation, customer management, sales process, marketing strategy, and really a lot more. And each workflow is built specifically for printers, and it'll help you do the daily work better and faster. And then added to that, there are over 60 performance workflows to help you improve what's working. Those are things like sales conversion rate, retention, marketing ROI, team productivity. Each one of those is built around the thinking of an expert in that specific area. So you're getting thousands of dollars of world-class consultant level advice based on the wisdom of the expert in that field. We even saw a taste of that in today's workflow. You can see how AI is bringing in the advice. And in the in the performance workflows, that advice is coming in based on the knowledge of those world-class experts. So productivity gets the work done. Performance makes the work better. And then added to that piece is the round table rhythm. Every other Thursday, members do exactly what we just did here together. We'll pick a workflow, we'll run it together, we'll share what works, and we'll help each other apply it. That's the rhythm that keeps the work moving when production is slammed and you just can't find time to move forward with AI. That's the rhythm that keeps you going. And here's the big win. You're growing in a community of printers using AI with structure. When we worked through the sales funnel optimization plan workflow just a few moments ago, you got a taste of what existing members experience in this afternoon's roundtable. So all 3 pieces, they work together. Productivity gets the daily work done. Performance improves what's working. Execution keeps it moving. That's what produces results. That's what we're really after. We're not just doing AI for the sake of using AI. We are after results. So there are 2 ways forward. They're both really strong options. Path A is the AI Workflow Toolkit membership. So if today felt like a clear fit, that's how you continue. It's $199 a month or $19.99 a year. And you'll know in the first month or 2 if this is being helpful, and you can cancel at any time. So it's an incredibly low risk to try it out. The link is mi4p.com/start-AI. And I will drop that into the chat so that you have that available. See a few more chats have come in, so we'll cover those in just a few moments here. So Path A, that's in the chat there right now. That is the membership itself. Path B is the print growth assessment. So if today made sense, but you're not sure where it fits in your shop, my team will spend 30 minutes with you free to help you figure it out. All you need to do there is just drop your name and email address into the chat, and we'll follow up. The assessment covers AI as well as all of the services from Marketing Ideas for Printers. We can help you figure out the right next move across any of our services. So pick whichever fits. Both of them are real next steps. So if you're ready to stop using AI as a toy and start using it for meaningful work, then remember what I said at the start. Marketing Ideas for Printers helps your company grow by making you the printer that runs AI with structure while everyone else is still guessing, so your sales and marketing actually move forward. So remember Carl? His story doesn't have to be your story. The next time you look at your quote list, you know which estimates are alive, you know which ones are worth one more touch. You'll know exactly what's to send. The quotes you've already earned stop slipping away quietly. Your shop is the one they remember. So here's your one job. Before you leave today, write down the name of one customer whose quote has been sitting unanswered for more than 2 weeks. Run the sales funnel optimization plan for your shop today, and then send that customer the first reactivation message the workflow builds for you. You don't even have to call them. All you have to do is just hit send on that email. So to wrap things up, I'd like to share more why I do these workshops. I'm doing this because I've spent my career helping printers succeed, and I've never seen a shift like AI. There's a big divide forming, and it's getting bigger every day. Printers with running AI with structure, they're on one side. Printers are still guessing on the other side. So I want to make sure you're on the right side. Marketing Ideas for Printers helps your company grow by making you the printer that runs AI with structure while everyone else is still guessing, so your sales and marketing actually move forward. That's why we built the AI Workflow Toolkit membership, and that's why I'm here today. And that's why I want you to take what you saw today and put it to work this week. And that brings us to the end of the workshop itself. Everything you need to start using today's sales funnel optimization plan workflow is now complete. The link to get started is on the screen, mi4p.com/start-ai. Without structure, this becomes one more good idea that just fades away. With structure, you've got a system. So if you're watching the recording, you're in a good place to take what you've seen today and apply that on your own time. For those of you that are here live, I'm going to stop the recording in just a moment and stick around for a few minutes. I can answer your questions, help you think through how this applies to your business. So stick around just for a moment as I end the recording.